To start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Thursday, the 26th day of February for 2026. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic with you on this day. Good morning, my man.
Yes, good morning, sir. Sorry, I was just wrapping up. I was getting a quick cup of coffee, actually, while that intro was playing. We had a little connectivity issue to start off the morning show, so that didn't allow me to actually run to the coffee machine to do like the normal routine. We're a little up and down, but yeah, we're here. We're connected. We finally have you over from the Far East studio, so
yeah, I'm
a good morning.
The day did not start off well.
A few F-bombs
The day
today?
did not start off well.
What's the count?
What do you mean? What's the count?
Oh, when
I'm
my
just trying to get
morning starts
everything.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. When my morning starts off like your morning just started off like, I normally have like about 1,400 F-bombs to start off the day.
And it started that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got 14 people texting me, no show today?
Uh-huh.
I'm still in Iowa.
Where's
I had a basketball last night, so I'm still in Iowa.
we're doing our
I
thing.
got up at my usual time, got my work duty done. I go to connect, and I couldn't connect. So
Yeah.
that was nice.
It's
Anyway.
it's got to be an Iowa thing because the last time that we tried this from Iowa, where I had gone to that Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert last year, and I was in Iowa, and everything was working fine until it wasn't, and I had no connectivity. So
This
It's an
damn
Iowa-
state of Iowa.
it's an Iowa thing.
I knew I didn't like this state. So anyway, we got a lot to talk about today. The Nebraska men's basketball team overcame a slow start to beat Maryland last night by a score of 74-61. Huskers are now 24-4 in the season. What a night for the Hastings College women's basketball team. They scored 46 points in the first quarter. They went on to beat Northwestern last night in the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament, 116-88. We'll talk about that coming up. The season is over for the Hastings College men. They lost here to Morningside, 101-76 last night. The Broncos played well for the first 10, 12 minutes of the ball game. Had a 7-point lead before Morningside got going, and they eventually led by 15 at halftime to go on to beat Hastings last night, 101-76. Adams Central played last night in girls play in the district tournament. They were beaten by Waverly, 44-33. Now we got the boys sub-district tournaments in the final round. Final round tonight. A lot of games going on throughout the area. So we'll check all the scores. We'll check the schedule as we continue on through this Thursday morning. So, other than that, there's not a whole lot going on today.
No, I'm fighting a sneeze actually. So apologies. We are still connected. Just fighting
you're
a sneeze
just
back here.
You're just trying to sneeze. Is that what you're trying to do?
Got a little case of the runny nose today. So if that's the only thing that's bothering me, we're in good shape, dude. I'm not kidding you. Like, 'tis the season and the crud is going round. I had half my kids were gone yesterday from class, just out sick with flu bugs and everything like that. And it sucks because from the education standpoint, like, you're trying to plot a course to navigate through, and then you got spring break that's coming up here in 2 weeks. So I'm like, I don't want to dump too much on them before we get to spring break, and then have a week to party and forget about it. So I've been trying to navigate, and then We finally come down with a pretty good game plan, and now we're all set to go with this game plan. Well, then half the kids are sick with the flu, so it's like, now how much farther off in the weeds do I want to go and try to corral them back? So it's not fun. And I understand, like, obviously you're miserable and you don't want to spread any sickness and you're not coming into school, but it sucks on the other side too. You know, those who are healthy and are able to navigate and just kind of got to reroute plans, so to speak. So,
well, a lot of basketball teams are going through the exact same thing. And Nebraska has had a little case of ins and outs for some guys, and I know locally we've had some stuff going on like that. So, yeah, it's miserable. So, anyway, Nebraska winning last night, and all the ranked teams that were in action pretty well came out on top. There was one game featuring two ranked opponents. That was UConn and St. John's. And 6th-ranked UConn beat 15th-ranked St. John's last night by a score of 72-40. St. John's hit like 20% of their field goals in the ball game last night. So 6th-ranked UConn winners over 15th-ranked St. John's last night in the top 25, 72-40. Everybody else came up winners. 7th-ranked Florida beat Texas last night, 84-71. 9th-ranked Gonzaga over Portland, 89-48. It was 17th-ranked Alabama beating Mississippi State last night, 100-75. Number 20 Arkansas wins over Texas A&M, 99-84. And number 25 Vanderbilt winners over Georgia last night by a score of 89-80. So all the ranked teams, with the exception of maybe 15th-ranked St. John's, they came up winners in college basketball last night. Waking up with Mike Will and Tyson Vronick. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Again, if you'd like to chime in, you can on our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. I'm still in Sioux City. Hastings College playing last night, had the late game, so I just stayed overnight.
Why is the camera facing like a window? Do you not have a window at the hotel room?
I do have a window, but there's nothing out there, so to speak.
Parking lot.
Yeah, it's a pretty boring scene. In fact, I need to get my camera situated. I'm not. I kind of look like you. I'm off to one side today.
Excuse me, I am dead center today. I've been watching this, just kind of getting the backdrop, and I was like looking to see if you had a window view that we could partake in here and kind of get a tour of the digs. But nonetheless, let's go back to Husker basketball. Took us long enough to get into it and get that lead to where you started to feel comfortable. I don't think that there was a spot where I got, as they say, comfortable till about like the 6-minute mark in the second half, when we pulled out the lead to double digits, and then we started to pull ahead. So a slow start. We are a second half team, but give Maryland a lot of credit. I thought they played a heck of a ball game going into that kind of environment, and just will to win. Obviously, it was good seeing some of the guys back, as we've been battling some sicknesses and some injuries. And, you can tell that I still don't think we're 100% on the court. I thought maybe we saw a 90, 89% Tile team yesterday, but it was just a gritty, overall good performance where we just continued to get the ball, and I thought we played a little bit more physical. Maybe this was like the first game, Mike, that I think that I saw Nebraska play with a little bit more physical edge and getting rinked down inside and second chance, third chance opportunities. It was a good team victory for Big Red last night.
Huskers actually trailed in the game 48-45 with just over 10 minutes remaining in the game. Everybody was feeling a little edgy there in the sold-out Pinnacle Bank Arena. Then Nebraska responds. They go on an 18-3 run They kind of take control of the ball game and put this thing away. Nebraska winning last night again over Maryland, 74-61. Going to have some comments coming up from Husker head coach Fred Hoiberg in just a little bit. Braden Frager, by the way, led the way last night, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Reich Mass had 13 points, so Nebraska now 24-4 in the season, 13-4 in the conference. Now they play out west. This will be a tough little streak here. They play out west. They play at USC coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, the Western road trip. I think USC and then, correct me if I'm wrong, UCLA in there as well. Neither one is one where you're going in and having that, we're going to go in, we're going to take care of business. Are we fully capable of doing that? Absolutely. Again, this is a talented basketball team. And they're going to be fighting with the best of them. That's why they got a projected 3 seed from the NCAA tournament committee, and you got to respect that. But at the same time, you know, these Western teams that are coming into the Big Ten Conference, they've already got a lot of history with basketball, especially when we're going into that house that Wooden built over at UCLA. Just 2 good programs, man, and that's something that you got to go in and take account for. Like I said, you flip back and don't have to go too far back. It was just this weekend where Illinois tried to go on the road against UCLA and had a big 15-point lead, and next thing you know, UCLA is storming the court because of the biggest comeback win in program history. So they're 2 teams that are fully capable of shoving us around a little bit, and we got to rise to the challenge.
All right, so Nebraska wins last night. Let's talk about the 2 Hastings College basketball games last night. First of all, the Hastings College women, I don't know what was in their morning breakfast, but we got to bottle that up. They come out in the first quarter last night. They score 46 points in the first quarter alone. Hell, for a lot of women's basketball teams, that'd be for a game. We scored 46 in the first quarter. 46-26. We had the lead over Northwestern at the end of 1. The Broncos led at halftime, 71-42. Hit 17 three-pointers in the game last night. These are all records. Yeah, these are all records for Hastings College. We go on to beat Northwestern last night, 116-88. For the game, Hastings shot 51% from the field. They hit 17 of 32 from three-point territory. Jocelyn Miller led the way, 23 points. But as you might expect, when you score 116 points, everybody got in the act last night. So Hastings is down 22-7 in the season. They'll play at Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday in the semifinals. Tigers last night winning over Doane 74-45. Tip-off of the game on Saturday will be at 3. We'll have the contest on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at 2:45. Other games for the women's last night for the conference tournament. Dordt beat Mount Marty 91-63, and Concordia blew out Briar Cliff 111-70. So, yeah, Hastings College last night, a record-breaking performance. That's Lynn Farrell Arena, beat their final game at home. And what a way to, I should say it's anticipated to be the final game at home.
Sure.
But, yeah, what a way to go out. 116-88 over Northwestern last night.
Yeah, every coach says in coach speak, right? Like, we want to get off to a good start. I think we answered the call. And then I think the 27 that you said on the other end for Northwestern, that's no slouch of a start either. So just a track meet going up and down the court, and 17 3-pointers. When you have an offense, man, that lives and dies by the three, it's. I think from the Nebraska perspective, we can honestly say this. You know, it's fun to watch when it works, and last night it was working. Last night that Hoop probably felt, and I've had a moment, one singular moment in my basketball history that I felt like this, where you start draining a couple buckets, and all of a sudden For whatever reason, just psychologically, because you got a little bit more confidence that these shots are falling tonight, all of a sudden that hoop gets 10 feet wide. And like I said, it only happened once, but it exists. It's a feeling, and they clearly had that last night, especially in the first half. So good shooting.
Enlighten me on this time where you had a shining moment in basketball that you maybe scored a couple of hoops. Enlighten me on this experience.
24 points for the CCC Intramural Winter League basketball. 5-on-5 tournament, man. Like it was the real deal.
You were feeling it?
I got into a game and
wait, you came off of the bench. You came off of the bench and scored 24 points?
Yes, came off the bench, scored 24 points. It was one of those nights where I think a lot of teams had the scouting report on me. Oh, that's Hevronic.
Oh, jeez.
That's Hevronic. We can let him stand alone in the corner and not have to worry about him, and we'll go ahead and double team like our best, point guard.
They weren't even covering you?
The scouting report was leave him open. He's going to miss. And I had a night where that scouting report kind of burned their butts, and they kept dishing it. I kept knocking him down. It's like, all right, back on D. Drained a 3, back on D. Scored 24 points in that game. That
was the highlight of your career?
That was the highlight of my basketball career. The other ones weren't really highlights. They were kind of lowlights.
This is for the CCC intramural team.
The Media Arts Rough Riders.
You drained 24 points. That's very impressive.
We still finished runner-up that year.
That is very impressive. Anyway, Hastings College women record-breaking performance last night. The men got off to a great start. We had an 8-point lead 7 minutes into the ball game, but then the Morningside kind of turned it loose. They went on a 13-0 run in the final 4 minutes of the first half. They led by 15 at halftime, 45-30. And then it was lights out in the second half. Morningside to open up the second half on a 16-5 run. Pretty well put the ball game away as Morningside wins last night over Hastings 101-76. So the Broncos season is over. Hastings finishing this season with the loss last night to Morningside. They finished 8-21. So Morningside wins. The other winners on the men's side of things in the GPAC tournament last night, Concordia beat Dort 66-60. Mount Marty got by Briar Cliff 74-73, and Northwestern beat Dakota Wesleyan 112-79. So that's what happened in college basketball last night. High school stuff. Adams Central, they played in the B1 district tournament. This is the girls now. Adams Central losing to Waverly last night by a score of 44-33. So Adams Central ends the season 12-11. B4 tournament, Northwest defeated York 37-27. The Vikings will play Gretna East on Saturday. I've got a beef I want to bring up here.
Okay, let's hear it.
The NSAA in Class B
Spicy.
basketball, not the NCAA, the NSAA.
Yep.
In Class B basketball, to determine their districts, they have serpentine the districts this year, which means they put the top seeds as the host, and then they'll take like the 7th team, and they'll go here. The 8th team, they'll go here. The 9th team, they'll go here. So you really don't have a area district tournament.
Class B doesn't have an area. Like look
okay,
at
I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to throw this out because the B7 boys district tournament gets underway tonight. There's 4 teams.
Okay.
Aurora.
And because they've seeded this.
And they got this serpentine thing going on.
Yeah,
Aurora is going to play York tonight.
Okay.
That's in one semifinal game. The other semifinal game, you've got Gering playing Gretna East.
Uh-huh.
Now, these guys are in the B7 district tournament together.
Yep.
Aurora plays York tonight at Aurora. Gering will play Gretna East tonight in Lexington.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense to me.
Okay, so a couple things that because I'm going to play devil's advocate because I love it. From the postseason aspect, I love it. And in fact, I've been shouting for this kind of tournament, not only in basketball, but for volleyball, and really for all the sports. You want to get the best 8 teams at state. This is how you have to do it. And I know it sucks. And they shouted, well, travel, and we want area teams, and we want good representation from all the state to be at state. You really don't. You want the best 8 teams because that's the best product. We need to get rid of these district tournaments then. So, but everybody wants a shot at postseason, right? So you serpentine seed it, and I think the idea we got to get rid of the district name because district would imply that this is an area. This is a district, right? So let's just get rid of the district name. It's just the postseason. That's all it is. And it's been serpentine seeded out so that,
Maybe it should be just the postseason tournament then. Because this makes no sense to me. You don't have the district feeling. You don't have all 4 teams playing on the same court.
Nope.
Aurora is going to play York tonight at Aurora. And then the other side of the bracket, Gering will play Gretna East tonight in Lexington.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one example in the Class B when I was doing my morning sports. I thought, this is stupid. This is stupid.
Why are we the best 8 teams into state?
Yeah, I know that. But
yeah.
This is not a district tournament. And Coach Asher, if he's listening to the show, if he wants to chime in on this, I'd love to hear his comments on this.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I from the fans' perspective and from the media perspective had been shouting for a similar functionality of a postseason where you have the top team in the PowerPoints going on against the worst team in the PowerPoints. I was so tired of sub-districts and districts that would have literally the bottom 4 or 5 teams in PowerPoints, and somebody's going to get pushed through to state. And that no,
screw those.
No.
Screw those PowerPoints.
But that's how they're doing it.
I know
that's
it
how
is.
they're seeding it.
But I'd say screw the PowerPoints.
And then
everybody plays the district tournament. You group the people together in your area. You play the district tournament.
No.
Hastings High one year, and this has been many, 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 many years ago. Mm-hmm. Hastings High was in a district. And I think this is when we were playing Class A, maybe. Mm-hmm. But we got to the state tournament, had a losing record.
Yeah.
Several times we had a losing record. But so be it. This district champion goes to the state tournament.
No. So that's where that's where we draw lines. Like,
yeah, you're on the other side.
I'm on the other side of that. I think
you like Gering playing Gretna East tonight in Lexington.
If Gering or somebody out in the Panhandle wants to whine and complain that they never have representation to go to state, then this is the only.
But they would.
No, you would that's put what them.
You would put them. Yeah, you would put the Western teams in a district and let them fight it out, and they go to the state tournament.
They got to earn.
Well, they will.
They're
going to win the district tournament
now that they're playing Gretna East. They're going to earn it now that they're coming out and playing some of the teams in the Metro. You're going to tell me that you're going to eliminate half of the teams in the Metro.
Who cares? That's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this.
No, we're doing this because guys like me have Twitter or had Twitter and would bark at the NSAA that this is stupid, that this team doesn't belong, that this team has a sub 500 record and they're getting into the state basketball tournament, that this is an injustice. Because I have a phone.
Who cares? They won their district tournament. You could still have a team with a losing record make it to the state tournament. They get hot in these. Hell, they got to win 2 games.
Let's open it up. Open it up to the comment section. What side are you on? Whose island? Because this is two vastly different islands. This is I love the seeded tournaments.
And I like it the way I like it the way it used to be. Group the area teams together and play them off. Whoever makes it to the state tournament, so be it.
Ew.
Yet, like Classes C, like the other, Class B, for some reason, has to have their own damn tournament and their own rules all the time. So, Class A, too. Look what we're doing in C1, C2, D1, D2. I don't mind that format. You play the sub-district tournaments, and then you advance to the district tournaments. The winners of the sub-district, they get in. If you're upset in the sub-district tournaments, and if you have enough power points to make it, then you're seated in the district tournaments, and then you play off. What's wrong with that system? That system could work in Class B. What's wrong with the system that we use in C1, C2, D1, and D2?
The amount of schools, first of all, like you're already limited, so it's not like you have a whole bunch of schools that you're going to run and do sub-districts with. We used to district.
We used to do that in Class B. We did it for a couple of years.
We used to do that.
We had
and
the
that's
district.
Why we had a sub 500 record.
Who cares? You get hot at the end of the season, you play in the state tournament.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
So you play a couple of games in the district tournament, the sub-district tournament, then you advance to the district tournament, and you're matched up with somebody. It could be a Gering against Gretna East in the district tournament, and whoever wins that game goes to the state tournament. What the hell's wrong with that? This stupid stuff about Gering playing Gretna East in the first round of the B7 district tournament tonight in Lexington. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number if you'd like to chime in. I don't know how we got in this discussion. I just thought I would bring it up, but it's dominated the first half hour of the show. You
came in straight soapbox that.
Well, I was writing that up I wrote that up this morning. I thought, God, this is stupid.
And it's a really interesting conversation. There are definitely two sides to it. For years I thought, and they gave me the greatest excuse. They're like, dude, we're Nebraska high schools with limited resources. We have these things called travel budgets. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, if you just use that excuse every single time that I bitch about a Class B tournament not being seated, I would totally buy it. But now that we've opened up that box and we've realized that travel is no issue for our precious sports, then here we are. And I'm going to say, if we're going to do this, we're going to do postseason the right way, and we're going to seed it out based on your rankings and all the metrics that go into it. And I think those metrics are good metrics to get the top 8 teams to state. So here we are. Let's do this for every single sport, for every single class while we're at it.
I hope somebody with a losing record makes it to the Class B state tournament.
You know what? And if you knock off the 26-0 top dog to get there, then you deserve to be there.
That's what I'm saying. In my format, you could. That's what I'm saying. You play the district tournament. You play the sub-districts. You go into the districts. You're matched up with somebody. We could see that Gretna East against Gering in the district tournament. If you win that game, you go to the state tournament. I don't care what your record is. So
you get one shot. In your format, you get one shot to prove that you're on there.
You got to win 3. In most instances, you got to win 3. You got to win 2 in the sub-district, and you got to win a district championship game.
Well, now you're getting my blood to boil. So
the same thing that we got in C1, C2, D1, D2. But at least your district tournament is actually a district tournament, or your sub-district is actually a sub-district. Teams that you play around here, like Aurora, could be matched up with the teams around here. Aurora, York, Northwest Hastings. What's wrong with that? I don't know.
That's my case, Your Honor.
Interesting conversation here this morning. It's already 7:36.
The wall I've been beating it on, so.
Yeah, waking up with Mike and Tyson with sore heads this morning. Yeah, we're waking up with Mike and Tyson. This is a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Thursday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, we'll start off in the courts where yesterday J.C. Todd was found guilty of 23 counts of official misconduct and 1 count of false statement under oath. Back in September of 2024, Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers and Hall County Attorney Marty Klein announced the criminal investigation into J.C. Todd in regards to the medical marijuana petitions. Sentencing is scheduled for April 22nd at 9 a.m. Meanwhile, the Grand Island Tourism has recently presented the Liederkranz German Club of Grand Island with a check for $15,000. The check represents a grant for constructing an outdoor performance stage for the 156-year-old institution. The club, whose name means Wreath of Song in German, holds several annual events which feature music plus hosts listening room performances that are open to the public and utilizes various areas both inside and outside the facility. It is now coming up on 7:38. For sports, we will head over to the room with the view from Iowa. Here's Mike Will.
I should open up the drapes and actually see what I have out there.
Give a little play-by-play, would you?
Well, I didn't really see anything last night when I checked in, so the drapes are still shut. The Nebraska men's basketball team overcame a slow start to beat Maryland 74-61 last night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Huskers trailed 48-45 with just over 10 minutes remaining in the game before they went on an 18-3 run. Braden Prager led the way with 21 points, 8 rebounds. Reich Mass had 13 points. Nebraska 24-4. 13-4 now in the conference. They'll play at USC on Saturday. Tip-off will be at 3. Hastings College women's basketball team raced out to a 46-26 first quarter lead and went on to beat Northwestern 116-88 last night. In the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament, the Broncos led at halftime 71-42. Hastings set a record for the most points scored in a quarter and the most points scored in a half. They set a new school record with 17 three-pointers. They also tied the school record with 116 points. For the game, Hastings shot 51% from the field. They hit 17 of 32 from three-point territory. Jocelyn Miller led the way with 23 points. Mariah Avila had 16. Addison Monerick and Macy Bryant had 14 points apiece. Bailey Kissinger had 13. Ann Bowes had 11. McKenna Yates had 10. Hastings is now 22-7 on the season. They'll play at Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday in the semifinals. Can't wait to get back to the Corn Palace for the second time. The Tigers, they beat Doane last night 74-45. Tip-off of the game will be at 3. We'll have the contest on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 2:45. In the other games last night, Dordt beat Mount Marty 91-63, and Concordia blew out Briar Cliff 111-70. Season is over for the Hastings College men's basketball team. The Broncos lost to Morningside 101-76 last night in the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament. Hastings had an 8-point lead 7 minutes into the game, but Morningside went on a 13-0 run in the final 4 minutes of the first half. They led at halftime by 15, 45-30. They then opened up the second half with a 16-5 run to pretty much take control of the game and to win it last night. Micah Heinrichs and Ben Boudreau scored 19 points apiece for the Broncos. Deron Hall had 14. Maverick Binder had 13. Hastings ends the season at 8-21. In the other games last night, Concordia beat Dordt 66-60, and Mount Marty got by Briar Cliff 74-73. Northwestern won the other game. They got by Dakota Wesleyan. No, they didn't get by them. They beat Dakota Wesleyan by a score of 112-79. That's a chunk in your sports headlines this morning. It's already 7:40 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Plenty of sunshine, a little breezy, and plenty of sunshine the next couple days. 62 is the high today. Northwest winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies, 35 overnight tonight, 66 on Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll have a little cooler conditions and a high of 51. And then we're looking at maybe a chance for some wintry mix on Sunday. And at least regionally speaking, there could be a chance for snow on Monday.
Oh, Jimmy boy, don't say it. We don't like that S word. As you wake up this morning, we've got clear skies, west winds at 6. It's 30 degrees in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consrick with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just want to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give us a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at The key to a thriving community is a good foundation. And for over 75 years, Hastings Federal Credit Union has been building and supporting Hastings and the surrounding areas, providing the support for new cars to keep you on the road, new homes to give you a place to land, or help with whatever life throws your way. With easy access via online banking or our mobile app, it's never been easier to have your financial dreams at your fingertips. Come see us at Hastings Federal Credit Union to start your banking journey today.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack with live leaderboard and aim for the top spot? It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Veronica with you. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Thanks for joining us. Got into a conversation in the first half hour of the show about high school basketball seedings and the so-called
season format.
Yeah, the district tournaments, the so-called district and sub-district tournaments.
You worded it very politically correctly. A conversation. I don't know how much of a conversation that was, but I felt kind of like Skip and Shannon from the old Get Up days on FS1 there for a second. We were very passionate about our stances.
No, I allowed you to voice your opinion, and I voiced mine.
In a very civil manner.
Nebraska, let's hear some comments from Fred Hoiberg last night following the Huskers' victory over Maryland. Again, the Huskers got out to a slow start with the Terps last night, and the coach addressed the slow start in his post-game press conference.
Price had a couple good looks. He had a really good look on that first possession and had a good one in transition that unfortunately didn't go down. Jamarcus missed one at the rim, and I did think we guarded well, though. That kept us in it even when the ball, I think the whole first media timeout. I'm stupid enough to think in my head, I wonder how long, the longest it's taken for the fans to have to sit down after a point. I thought we were going to set that record tonight, but listen, that's a talented team. I know I talked about that yesterday. They're playing really good basketball right now. Give credit to Buzz and their staff and their players for continuing to fight and battle. And they went out the first 8 or 9 minutes of the second half, and they got everything. They got all the loose balls. We couldn't finish possessions. I didn't like our body language. I talked about that in the huddle. We were down 3, and looking at their faces, it felt like we were down 20. So once we fixed that and started rebounding the ball, that got us out in transition. I told them you can't run if you can't get the ball, and once we did, that got us loose a little bit. They crashed everybody, and that Sam made a couple big plays to keep a couple balls alive. He and Solomon Washington were going to after one, and you don't beat Solomon Washington very often for a loose ball, but that was a huge play that Sam got Braden to dunk on. It got the crowd into it. Our crowd was phenomenal all game long. Keeping us, these 6 o'clock games are tricky. You got people coming from work. They maybe don't get out to the bars like they do before the 8 o'clock game, but it's a good win for us. I was proud of how they responded. We changed up our defense, and we haven't played a lot of that over the course of the year. They responded on the fly. We worked on it and shoot around today, and they adjusted well.
And the coach says the Huskers made the plays down the stretch to win this game.
I thought that was the number, absolutely 100% of why we were able to get the lead and then pull away a little bit there towards the end. It was the hustle plays, and it was the rebounding, and we were more physical than we had been in the first part of the second half. And I told them before the game, if we win the glass, we're going to win the game, and I think we won it by 1. So we found a way to continue to compete when things weren't looking great out there. And, again, give Maryland a lot of credit. These guys are competing at a very high level right now.
Braden Frager again led the way for the Huskers. He scored 21 points in the ballgame last night.
Yeah, I thought Braden gave great energy. He was one really that took the lid off for us in that first half. The high-level dunk that he had, getting the ball on the inbounds play. And, I thought he was all over the place. You can tell how much better he's feeling. He went through a little bit of a struggle, but a lot of that had to do with his ankle and his knee. You can see he's feeling pretty much back to 100%. His shot, his balance looks a lot better. And he was a monster all night.
Bryce Sanford picked up 8 rebounds in the ballgame, and the coach says that was huge.
Yeah, those are huge for Price to get in there and battle on the boards. He had 0 at Iowa, and then the last game he had 9, and then this game he had 8. So he's definitely trending in the right direction on that. We need him on the boards, and I did think he made some really good takes to the basket. And his shots, those things missed by a millimeter, it looked like out there. So, again, good resolve, good overall effort defensively. I was pleased for the most part, with the exception of that 8 or 9 minute stretch in the second half.
Jamarcus Lawrence, who has missed a game or two down the stretch here, he did play last night. Did have a great night shooting the ball. He was 1 for 7 from the field. 1 out of 5 on 3-pointers, finished with 3 points, 3 rebounds, but dished out 6 assists. And the coach says that Jamarcus, he contributed to this victory.
It was good to see, obviously Jamarcus had been sick. He didn't get any reps the last couple days. And for him to be able to go out and play and have the type of impact he did without being there when we put the game plan in and, not getting any reps, he really just, watched film with the staff to learn the offensive and defensive game plans. And, I think that shows his maturity. It shows his IQ, that he's able to go out there and execute without getting live reps. And he, his assists, even though he didn't shoot the ball great, I thought he was a huge key because he played with great pace and he made the right play.
All right, so the Huskers winning last night over Maryland wasn't easy. 74-61 the final score. It's 13 points. They didn't cover the spread last
I was
night.
going to say, did you make your wager in Grand Island like you said you were going to do?
I did not, fortunately enough.
Smart play.
74-61 the final. So the Huskers now 24-4 in the season. They will play at USC on Saturday. I stopped and had lunch at my favorite restaurant in Omaha yesterday. Met up with a couple of guys discussing the Nebraska game. They found out that I was kind of into sports biz, so we got into a nice little noon-hour conversation. He says, what do you think about the spread? He just came out of the blue. He asked me, what do you think about the spread? Nebraska is favored by like
he
17.5 points. Yeah, he just came out of the blue. We got talking about Nebraska basketball. He says, hey, you must be a sports guy, because I had my Extreme Sports shirt on.
Sure.
I said, yeah, I'm in the sports world. He says, what do you think about the spread tonight? I said, that seems a little high.
Yeah, it does.
Seems a little high. He said, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Was a little high.
I don't know if he went and booked it himself or what, but he says, yeah. He says, I think that's a little high. He says, Maryland's not too bad. He says, Maryland's not too bad. Didn't they play Iowa tough? I said, yeah, I think they did.
They're going to play a lot of people tough. They played us tough.
As I was chomping down on my 13th wing in the noon hour, I said, yeah.
13 wings?
15.
Nice.
That way I didn't have to eat last night.
Well, I'd have just...
See, I was munching on my 13th wing. I think he finally decided he was going to take Maryland in the game last night, so hopefully he did.
You're gonna,
I don't know why. I don't know why he was sitting in this particular restaurant in the middle of the afternoon, but
you were sitting in that particular restaurant in the middle of the afternoon.
Well, I'd say early afternoon. Buzzed through there.
Yeah.
Hell, I didn't have a game until 7 last night.
Gonna buzz through there on your way back?
No, I'm going to be on a tight schedule. No, by the time I get out of here, it's 4 hours home. Mm-hmm. I've got basketball tonight with Adams Central and Central Catholic that I've got to maybe open some stuff up on them. I've got to go to Grand Island, get set up. No, I'm on a tight.
Is that at Ruby Avenue today? GICC? They're hosting, right?
Yeah.
At Crusader Gym.
Yeah.
Head up to the weight deck.
That'll be 7 o'clock starting time tonight, 6:45 pregame here on Extreme Sports.
Anyway. In your bubble.
Why's that?
Get the crew chief. He'll be in your bubble.
Just stay out of my way. You are sick.
No, that was actually just me drinking coffee down the wrong pipe. And then not being able to hit my mute button in time.
Goes down the wrong hole sometimes. Yeah, yeah.
Just forget how to, do the basic things that we know how to do in life.
Swallow. Like I can't put her down the right tube. It always happens at the most inconvenient time, too.
Yep.
Like in a restaurant.
During a morning show.
The morning show, or you're sitting in a restaurant.
Somebody comes up to, say hi, oh, hey, Mike, good to see you. And, you're trying to...
They think you've got COVID or something. Like, God, you ought to get to the doctor. No, it's just it went down the wrong pipe. Yeah, sure it did. All right, 7:55, waking up with Mike and Tyson. This is a Thursday morning on Huddle Up.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll pick up where we left off yesterday in the courts, where J.C. Todd has now been found guilty of 23 counts of official misconduct and 1 count of false statement under oath. This in regards to the medical marijuana petitions. It was back in September of last year that Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hildreth and Hall County Attorney Marty Klein announced the criminal investigation into said petitions. Sentencing in the case is scheduled for April 22nd at 9 a.m. Meanwhile, Grand Island Tourism recently presented the Liederkranz German Club of Grand Island with a check for $15,000. The check represents a grant for constructing an outdoor performance stage for the 156-year-old institution. The club, whose name means Wreath of Song in German, holds several annual events which feature music plus hosts listening room performances that are open to the public and utilizes both inside and outdoor areas for those performances. It is coming up on 7:57. We'll head over to the Far East Studios out in Iowa. Mike Wolf with your sports. Good morning.
Yeah, we gave you all the college stuff from last night, earlier in this hour. We'll get you some high school stuff now in the girls' B1 district tournament last night. Waverly beat Adams Central 44-33. Adams Central ends the season at 12-11. In the B4 tournament last night, Northwest defeated York 37-27. The Vikings will play Gretna East on Saturday. Adams Central will play Grand Island Central Catholic in the finals of the boys C19 sub-district tournament tonight in Grand Island. Patriots beat Malcolm 47-44 in the semifinals on Tuesday, while the Crusaders defeated Broken Bow 51-37. Tip-off of the game will be at 7. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 6:45. The B7 district tournament gets started tonight. Don't get me started. Aurora plays host to York. The other game tonight in the B7 district tournament will be in Lexington, as Gering will play Gretna East. In some other games tonight, Kennesaw will play at Red Cloud. Donovan Trumbull is at Gothenburg. Sutton is at Alma. Wood River will play Fillmore Central at Cross County. Amherst is at Sandy Creek. Elm Creek is at Overton. Grand Island Lutheran will play at Lawrence Nelson tonight, and Pleasanton is at Shelton. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:58 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Plenty of sunshine, a little breezy, and plenty of sunshine the next couple days. 62 is the high today. Northwest winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies, 35 overnight tonight, 66 on Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll have a little cooler conditions and a high of 51. And then we're looking at maybe a chance for some wintry mix on Sunday. And at least regionally speaking, there could be a chance for snow on Monday.
As you wake up, get going, we've got west winds at 6 miles per hour. Clear skies, it's 30 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Hey, this is Mick from Miletta Vista Winery in St. Paul. Just a reminder, winter hours will be Saturdays, 11:30 to 9, January through February. That's just one day a week. But come in for lunch. Homemade soup specials on Saturdays. Stick around for the evening meals that start at 5. And while you're at it, stock up on your favorite wines. Workhorse, Elephant Ear, Steuben Tiger, and more are available at Miletta Vista and wherever great Nebraska wines are sold. Miletta Vista Winery, good wine, good food, no snow boots required, but we won't judge.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
All right, Mike Wild, Science Center Bronick, huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Going to roll out basketball tonight, the C19 Sub-District Finals, Grand Island Central Catholic and Adams Central from the Crusader Gym. 7 o'clock for the tip, 6:45 for the pregame show tonight here on Extreme Sports. Tomorrow night, we'll have the district championship game for you as Sandy Creek will play St. Cecilia in girls play. That game will tip off at 6, on the air with a pregame at 5:45 tomorrow afternoon from the Chapman Gym. Then on Saturday, Woo! Get to go back to Mitchell, South Dakota. Corn Palace. Hastings College, after their record-breaking performance last night in the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament, will take on the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan in the semifinals on Saturday. Game will chip at 3, 2:45 for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. So that kind of sets our broadcast schedule for the rest of the week. Be back in studio tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes well. Get out of Iowa. You know, I was looking for the $1.85 gas that the president said in his State of the Union address that he saw $1.85 gas here in Iowa.
Did you find it?
No, when I filled up yesterday, it was $2.69.
Huh.
$2.69 at the pumps.
Fact checked.
Yeah, I couldn't find any $1.85 gas. Haven't seen any $1.85 gas anywhere in Iowa so far. $2.69. $2.69 is what I found.
There you go.
So, imagine that.
Fuel up and get ready.
Get
for
on home.
Another weekend of sports, my man.
Yeah, get on home.
Got ponies.
Get on home. All right, so we'll have basketball tonight again at 6:45. I'll make her home, hopefully. Gonna miss the continental breakfast downstairs.
Damn it.
Unless I don't think it's going to be much of a continental breakfast from what I saw at this hotel. I'm going to be running tight here. I think they're going to quit serving at 9.
Just grab a breakfast sandwich from the gas station and pound it down and get on your way.
Yeah, it's down the road. I get some leftover chicken bites in the refrigerator. Well, they had a special yesterday. You order wings and you get free chicken bites. They call them boneless. They call them boneless wings, but they're chicken bites.
Yeah,
Don't get into this discussion. Yeah, they call them boneless wings. I said, no, you're giving chicken bites away. Just give me some damn chicken wings, will you? That's what I told them. Just give me some damn chicken wings. So I had some chicken wings yesterday and said, hey, you want 10 free boneless wings? I say
nuggets?
Chicken nuggets?
Nuggets?
So I said, yeah, I'll take them to go.
Hell yeah.
So they're stuck in the refrigerator here at the hotel.
Well, that'll make for a healthy breakfast.
Yeah, I could maybe eat a couple of those.
Buffalo bites on
the way home before I get out of here. A couple of buffalo bites. All right. Well, thanks for joining us here today. We had a lively conversation in the first half hour of the show about postseason basketball for high school teams. Might want to check that out. And had some comments in the second half of the show from Fred Hoiberg concerning the Husker victory over Maryland last night. So if you want to download the show again, you can. Podcast on our social media sites. Listen to the show at your convenience today. You can join me for basketball tonight beginning at 6:45. The Adams Central boys and Grand Island Central Catholic from the Crusader Gym. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 7. Huddle up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from